aje be report man zingara town ade am personal court booking office be man zingara da be mu man report ba yo bagbe man vinira akinde bagbe man vini ya do ni kaya kindi revenue mu ka je tabazi du taba de duria man vini ere ma boda-boda ne ba onzo ijeni ne yo azini kan ko kalazi disisi anene ne ko en boda-boda onzo da ka de mu na ba ri ko su gbe saro asidi yima pipiki de duta le di ekole en ta le pipiki di zo ekole ria ba asidi regbe da mabuti edede yo da ka kidi mu yo da le bo asidi ba ne lo ba asidi re ernde da zo boria afaki de mingi ata pipiki da avite vutinia basi di muri tingo arodwa nivo fina andradia diar sibadu bikidi tibade ntitekida basi di manisi mugba vini agwezi arodwa ni manisi mugba masi di madri matipe e ma ete o modare basi di ridu dare si beji dere arodwa di daje yor pere vutinia police rikidi roso beta unia de angoni kan police ke reveno ke an ke de roso besaro Hardman Porello, ma titan de or le man disaseti course ma pas de madame pipix venu ma pas de zanda era per mogua mana ti course ma de mukuya ma de il faut pas ma ti pe mu yo da teki er mutaro jo bedite de ne raba ba de raba de teki ki diruani ya ke de da yo de ta mal les form tri duzure ale ta gamete mandi yo yo ndem diati agura baze innocent ni be mu diri du ngonu be mu regbe ngonu ngoni ayo da media jokivini egbe ni abaziko gbe ki baziko ngoniru so am ta do form 3 du yodise ata adi ni ngava do feni ayo bili arojo pini ngonda ke kinga yengon pipiki avipi da pie inga yengoni itadi yoti mani omuzo afade duzuro yene ba mvada makondisone erenga eriditionzi afada ni arene arer mangul sibar le kita mo address amini address yin le zumuzo address zora ba bo gata de ba ni fikonga dale se masidia man ma police yi to le afayo ba kindi ma mfo mudungo mani bia ifini oda yoro ate side dana na ruadini yo de tadmani su side sidare ba
io del niera di administration voler malati chosi onder ma za kozu kiraro fo ngona le administration
ma kala sende de su no ma sene koko ifin mani azwa odude ma suza PRC mini na de press antevino ma yonze press adri azi se ma ku ngone afa de su ma sene koko yo azman te to azako kan kwa ne ran baneo bana mani muzule fo mu 3 duzure gama te to te yo da mazako ne raya eto yo ane ngoni yo da madiere ya still manta muzo afa de duzuro de ifin ma de sende azera ne yo
ni vidi marua de evensi
maru man vida melidi kali de nisu maru Anguyo Volma Derrick ma kunga yo damage amudi na ma mles ko fin ba bere gorofa ura mani musu de semato ni tu gorofa dale ko mere ba gbere dara ma fi afa bikini fini nyire da ne mazira tolo ne ko da angire afa dan de fini nyire bezura rese ba de ba ne ada are ne ora atambanda mere riditionze ere oberonze anere ma condition ngade ngone arko yo tamani sudare
merudika
maru Erifu Lazarus odue ma mane a ondo paraka dole te mbada eke moti voa ku dole tanga ikada
And that's why we are here.
Someone may seem very.
I'm Superintendent of Police, S.A. Collins. I speak for police in the Western region. Today, around 2, our URA and assistant agents, that is police and UPDF, carried out a successful operation where they impounded over 110 boxes of format cigarette. smuggled from Congo, from Yapi, ward Abiri cell. Currently, the suspect still at large. We don't have information more about him yet, but with the time, we'll give you more details. Of course, we got a resistance from community, which was trying to resist the operation. But through our sister force and that is police, UPDF, we were able to contain the situation, and the situation is currently under control. Thank you.
Where exactly were they impounded?
Yapi ward and Abiri cell. That is Ayivu East division.
Were they in the house?
Of course, they were in the house. The civilians were resisting the operation, but of course, through our police and sister forces, we were able to contain the station. And the station is the moment calm, and the normal people are doing their normal business in town.
No one has been shot dead?
No.
What will happen to the culprit?
Of course, when we get him, of course, he will be arranged. Because no smuggling is no offense, that one you should know. Of course, the law will deal with him.
How often have you been doing this?
Yeah, our operation is continuing. It's URA and Police and the UPDF. The operation is continuing. This is not the first, and this is not be the last. And we're always on the ground to carry our lawful duty. Smuggle is not allowed. We want people to pay taxes so that we service come to our people, especially at the road, hospital. But people try to avoid paying taxes, which is very unfortunate. Yet they are the one after what turning around saying the government is not providing this, the government is not providing this, yet they don't want to pay taxes. So how do you provide service when you don't pay taxes? So I'm appealing to our communities. This is from smuggling. You do legit business so that government cannot support you. Thank you. This of smuggling side in the region, it involves all of us, both in the media, the local community. You work with your government so that you get the services.
That one, that's now our target.
After the disappearance,
When you are told us when we
can we do that? We're going to do it.
And that's why we are here.
someone may think well people were just there.
Hey!
For enforcement and border control in northern region. We're based here in Arua. Today we received some information about smuggling, about someone who smuggled cigarettes into the country. I think here we have over 100 cartons of cigarettes. So much, as you can see, which came from South Sudan using porous points. Of course, Uganda and South Sudan share borders, but we have very many porous points where such items pass. So we received the information, and together with the Uganda Police Force, the DPC and the RPC, and the UPDF, we put our heads together and made sure that we got these items. And I must thank the security agencies in Arua City because we cooperated so well to make sure that we get these items as the information was shared about smuggling. And you, the media people, you know, we have been invited in these engagements where we have talked and talked and talked, try and change the mindset of the people to to shun smuggling and do proper business. Of course, now here there is lots of money involved in this. These items, the cigarettes that we have intercepted, over 100 cartons. Someone has lost money, and these are some of the things we've been talking about. Someone has lost money. You might have gotten a loan to go and do this business. Now, this is capital lost. So we have been trying to sensitize the people about shunning smuggling and doing proper business, so that we don't lose money unnecessarily. And we continue to call on people not to get involved in smuggling, because it has a dire effect on the economy of Uganda. It brings improper business competitions, price differences and all that. So it distorts the economy, powered by individuals in the public, which is very good. And I ask all Westerners and all Northerners to streamline business in their towns, in their cities. Let us know of that, of those people who are still involved in smuggling, and we shall come and we shall do the same. Yeah.
What can be the value?
Every 1,000 sticks, they have a value. We need to confirm, but of course, in terms of value, it should be above 150 million. Yeah.
Maybe since this year
we are bordering DRC and bordering South Sudan, and our borders are land borders. So there's no demarcation that this is where Uganda and South Sudan people can move freely. So the smuggling is high, but we are doing all we can to bring it down. That's why you see all the sister agencies, the police, the UPDF, we are all involved to make sure that we bring it down. Of course, through these engagements, we believe that most people have changed, and we are going to continue engaging the people. Like I said, the people who are involved in Boda-bodas are so many. We are engaging with the Boda-boda communities to make sure that we check whether they're transporters. They change their minds. We had in Kobuko, in Manibe, in Arua, in Ria, in Yumbe, and all that. So we are doing our best to make sure that we reduce the impact of smuggling. As you can see, we have cooking oil, we have fuel. This is too much. On fuel, it is too much. And sugar and rice. Majorly those items which are being smuggled through those ballast points. And as URA and as the government, as the agencies, we are continuing to engage to see the best strategies to employ, make sure that we bring it down. Engagements is one of them. Teaching and changing the mindset of our people from DRC. And they pass through those unrecognized goods. When we get information and we are sure that these items are coming from a neighboring country, we want them to be clear into our system. So we cause them to make sure, we cause them to declare into our system of importation, so that the government gets statistics. And if there is any revenue to be paid, it is paid.
Maybe for honey, how do you know that this is from their side?
Because we find out it is Ugandan honey. But when the driver of the truck says, I came from DRC, I got this honey from DRC, and he records the statement and he confirms that it's from DRC, we shall put it in the system as an import. Altogether, yes.
From your establishment?
There are many factors, one of them being differences in our tax structures, and the way we tax items in Uganda is different from the way we tax from the way the South Sudan taxes. So there is a price difference in goods. So people want to go and get cheaper items near here. But of course, this is, of course, we're in EAC. But then they are within the EAC, there are sovereign states, and we try to protect our industries, our factories. We also want to do proper business, proper trade with our neighboring countries. Yes.
Okay. Maybe finally, what was your experience in impounding this?
About compliance. And telling the people to cooperate with the authorities of government when there is an operation. But today we saw some bit of violence coming from the public. And it challenges us. Because it is one person, the store which we went and operated from. But the whole town was coming against the police. It shows a picture that many people are involved in this business. And this is something that we are trying to change through the engagements. Because one person has been intercepted, but the whole town is in chaos. You saw, even you guys, you people of the media, you saw. People were stoning government vehicles. People were stoning government buildings. I'm told even the building, Bank of Uganda put some stones. So this is something that we must discourage as the leadership of Northern Uganda, as the leadership of West Nile. Every leader needs to come out and shun this behavior. This is one person, or maybe two, but one store which was visited, but the whole town, even people who did not know what was going on, joined the group and were stoning us. So, and I'm very, very, very proud of our forces, of UPDF, of police, and URA, because there was no bullet EU writing and shunning violence and this kind of behavior, so that we have a peaceful operation and a peaceful city.
What happens after these things are impounded? What happens to them?
Now, when they are impounded, we shall, of course, as usual, wait for the culprits or for the owners to come. And when the owners come, we shall give them the procedure of how they can handle the items.
And if they don't?
If they don't, definitely we shall treat them according to the laws of customs. This is a contraband. We cannot auction them. We shall. You have seen, I think you have seen URA destroying contraband, cosmetics and cigarettes and all that. So that's how we shall deal with it.
Arua City, but of course, government continues to ensure that the public out there is safe, so that they go about with their businesses to develop themselves, but also develop our country, Uganda. As you may all be aware, yesterday an incident took place, unfortunately, within our city, involving members of the public against a noble duty, a constitutional duty of Uganda Revenue Authority. Uganda Revenue Authority, using a tip-off from good members of society that goods entered Uganda through our borders, and effectively using support from security agencies, police and the army, mounted an operation, impounded these goods in terms of cigarettes that did not go through our designated border points. And when they successfully impounded these contraband goods, the smugglers decided to mobilize, and suspecting members of the public in a pursuit to support them in their criminal act of smuggling these items. But I also want to put it that to your own country, smuggling is an effort to fight development of your country. When you smuggle an item from a foreign country into Uganda, it means that that foreign country is benefiting, because for them they will have salt, and a tax is levied on that sold item. For you, you will smuggle You are not paying tax, and that means you are putting an effort to underdevelop your country, your community. That is number one. Number two, the action that took place yesterday in mobilizing unsuspecting members of community to support your selfish interest as an individual. Because you are smuggled good, you are selling it not on behalf of the people. You are selling it on your own behalf and on the behalf of your entire family. The public is going to benefit out of your mobilization to demonstrate on your behalf. It is a reason for which we have called this presser, to advise members of the public there that instead of demonstrating against the actions of URA, you should be asking yourself, what is my benefit from this demonstration? What is my take from this demonstration? And if I did demonstrate, what is the potential outcome from me supporting government and URA realizing the revenue base that government projects through Parliament? Because Parliament has put a cap that URA this financial year you must collect 50 trillion Ugandan shillings, for example. And how do they collect if we are having a section of Ugandans who are evading tax, who are avoiding to pay tax? That is criminal in itself. 3, if you mobilize people to demonstrate, to riot on your behalf by targeting government, example, 2 vehicles have been pelted. Actually 3. 2 hospital ambulances have been damaged. But tomorrow, you will need these ambulances to take you to the hospital. Tomorrow, your friends and relatives will be beneficiaries requiring these government facilities. Now, when you damage them, when you destroy them, you will again go back and abuse government for not taking care of your need. When you hit your unsuspecting government officer in a vehicle, you never know you are hitting your own relative. For example, the driver of the deputy RDC of Yumbe that was injured in this vehicle, chances are is our relative. So you are being mobilized against your own people, directly or indirectly. And for me, as your RCC, I have worked to protect your interest. I have worked to protect you as a people. But this is not an area that I can protect you on. I condemn it. It is barbaric. We must avoid this kind of action. Number 4, you are attacking again government institutions. For example, strategic national installation, Bank of Uganda. These are some of the institutions I want to warn members of the public that whatever amount of annoyance you have, avoid going near there. You are annoyed and you want to attack a military installation, please never risk. These are installations that are not guided by books. They are not guided by sticks. They are guided by instruments that can perpetually put you out of action. Don't attack government institutions. I have always told you that if you are annoyed, with any action that require a member of the public to show their anger, call me. As URA, I will listen to you. My office, I came out, called you to my office, and I have addressed your concern. In many times, you members of the public, when you show your discontent to my office on anything pertaining public concern, you were the winners by way of me prevailing over these institutions that you are demonstrating against. But this one, you are alone, and I condemn it. I thank you so much.
Smuggling in West Nile, and we have taken different strategies to make sure that we bring it down. And I want to say that we are winning because we have many people who have come in to change their mindset and comply to tax laws and procedures. However, we still have some elements that are refusing to change. We shall continue doing our best, make sure that we teach people, we engage. I think most of you as media, we've been to your media houses, we have called you for sensitizations, and you see what we are doing. But of course, in a society like this, you expect, like yesterday, what happened, we got information from a whistleblower, which we encourage for people to bring us information. And indeed, we went and inspected the place and found the things there. As a government force, UPDF, UPF, RCC was in the know, 4th Division Commander was in the know, everyone was in the know as a security. We went and picked these items, we found them in the store. No problem at the store. We did not have any problem while loading these things and moving. But on the way, people were mobilized. Apparently, there is, we have different groups in town that are contacted when there is something like this. Whether they know the person, whether they know the goods, whether they don't know even what we are carrying. But it's a group, there are groups that are organized. Apparently, one is that there's a group that is there, and in other places. Apparently, this is the group that was called to put fire in the road and put barricades so that we failed the operation. And later on, tactics, like the RCC said, started attacking Bank of Uganda, attacking the hospital and the ambulances, government vehicles on the road. It is not necessary. And this is what we've been talking about in our sensitizations, that violence and attacking government institutions is not part of the business. We need to shun this kind of behavior. I strongly condemn this behavior, and our message has always been, be calm. If we find you have smuggled goods, we shall pick them, bring them to office, you follow them, settle your issues with the tax body. If there are goods that pay taxes, you pay taxes, pay the penalties, and take your goods. It is not war. Can be understood. Because we are putting the public at risk, not at risk. I'm told there are some people who had mobile money, their mobile money installations, kiosks, removed and some money may be lost or something. It is not necessary. It causes a lot of confusion in the town and in the community. And we also know that smuggling is also there in West Nile, and especially in Arua. So we want to work together, we have to work together to make sure that we bring compliance, the tax payment in our country and in our region. And I want to thank the sister agencies in West Nile and in Arua as far as smuggling is concerned. We are going to continue to engage, do border patrols. Of course, we have a challenge of our porous points. We have very many porous areas, We shall design strategies to add on what we've been doing, make sure that we monitor and bring sanity in our area.
Just like we are saying, anything else is possible. That if you engage security forces in a riotous act, members of the public who are not concerned can unnecessarily become victims. And this is what we always want to avoid. I don't want to be an RCC of a city that is defined by riot 1 week after the other. Let us avoid that. When we avoid the riots, we will avoid elements of unsuspecting casualties emanating from confrontation, responses, and counter-confrontation from the forces and also members of the public. We can always win through dialogue. Like the regional manager is saying, if your Buddha has been impounded and you think you are unjustifiably being treated by the enforcement agencies, URA.
We cannot tax contraband. It will be completed and destroyed. But we after verification, we got 101 cartons of cigarettes. Each carton has 50 bombers, so you can compute and see. We estimate the value to be over 120 million. That is going to be destroyed. And this is what we are saying. Some of the dangers of smuggling is you lose capital. So this is money. Probably the person maybe borrowed from the bank. Even if it was not borrowed, this is money that it has lost. And that cripples the business. So these are some of the dangers of smuggling that we talk about. Sometimes people pass. I don't think it was his first time or her first time. But other moments you'll be found out. Maybe if it is there, the investigations will take place and we'll find out. Give us, we give them the confidence to open up. And I'm glad that they are beginning to open up, giving us information of these stores. So when they give us information of these stores, definitely we shall not keep quiet. We shall go and find out. Of course, big shots, it is one of the strategies that we employ to get the big shots for involved in smuggling, and the information comes from the community, the whistleblowers. Businesses have closed them because people who smuggle goods from DRC and South Sudan, they cannot compete with the normal businessman who pays taxes. We have seen fuel stations closing in Arua. We have fuel on the streets, you see it. How I wish you people in the media can bring up those stories, go and cover the fuel, how it is on the road, and you see how it's affecting business.
But the hustler who is paying a tax is also giving you some revenue.
Yeah.
So every other chain of service delivery in our country is losing as a result of smuggling.
Engagement with the public, the engagement with the community, it's what we are putting at the front. And they're the ones giving us this information. And when they give us information, we update it. What we are grappling with are the porous points which dodge the presence of the police. Now, as journalists, you see these things. I wish you could do a USC investigative kind of journalism, where you follow such things. For example, if you see them like you have said, can you follow them and see where they are going? And give us this information. Because like I said, if you dodge the Gazette point and pass in the Panya route, you are smuggling. We might not be everywhere to see every point, because I think we have over 400 police points around the border point. So we cannot be everywhere, though we are designing strategies on how we can cover that. But when they dodge through those police points, they come to the heart of the city here. to the heart of the country. And through our engagements with the public, we have started getting information. Like, for example, that one, I think it was in Manibe. It was in Manibe side. They called us and told us, there's a store here, someone has cigarettes, which is no good, motorcycles were bringing them in. And so we went, together with the whole security setup. So it is information that we receive, and when we receive it, we act on it. They are used to smuggle these goods, because even if you go to them, you cannot identify who the owner is. And in security circles, there are other cases that they commit that you cannot find them. You cannot find the riders of motorcycles. We put a promotion which is running up the end of the financial year to come and register the motorcycles at a lower rate, which was pronounced by the Minister of Finance when he came here in Arua. We have seen a low turn-up. And I want to ask the public not to use unregistered motorcycles. Boda-boda stages and people who use boda-bodas, please do not use motorcycles that are not registered. And I ask the owners of those motorcycles to come to URA and we register the motorcycles at that rate, because after the financial year, full operations will also happen because you have to impound them. And they are becoming many. At the start, we had a good turn-up. We registered about 5,000 motorcycles. But after that, especially after the new number plate came in, the digital number plate, people started running away. They no longer come as they used to come. So we want to encourage them to come and register the motorcycles. And the smugglers like them. They like them. And also, there's another trend. The bunch of people where you go and pick a boda-boda or credit. So now these guys go there, please submit the money, get the boda-bodas. Use them in the smuggling and abandon them, only impound them. And then we see the owners of the motorcycles coming to claim, the owners, the companies, coming now to claim the motorcycles. So they're also putting other businesses in danger, in jeopardy. So how I wish we streamline the Boda-boda issue and make sure that they come and register with us. Yes.
आज Paris